Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the portfolio. Again, I want to thank everyone for supporting the channel, all the viewers, all the subscribers. Immensely appreciate the support. Today, I thought I would go through the portfolio and do an update video on the portfolio. Last update was about 1 month ago. The portfolio was sitting at $155,000. You can see currently the portfolio is just up over $161,000. A large majority of that gain has been income received through covered calls, options trading. If you guys are not familiar with that strategy, please take a look at my prior videos discussing options as well as covered calls. A very good way of earning extra income on buy and hold stocks that you have in the portfolio, stocks that you are holding for the longer term. You can also see here today, the markets were closed in observance of Memorial Day, but they will open up tomorrow as normal. And if you guys have watched my prior videos, I like to go through each of the stocks I hold, each position in the portfolio, highlighting the number of shares I hold as well as total equity value. Let's jump into the portfolio. Again, each of these stocks is going to be segmented as far as market segment, and I'll highlight the segments as we go through each of the positions. So the first few stocks here are my high yield dividend ETFs. First starting with DVY. Again, on the bottom you can see the number of shares I hold as well as total equity value. So DVY, I have one share, 98.23. SCHG, another very good high dividend yielding ETF, one share, 49.60. SDY, one share, 92.30. SPHD, one of my favorite high dividend monthly income ETFs, SPHD, 36 shares, 1442.88. VOC, Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, a very large holding of this in my E-Trade and Vanguard accounts as well. 2 shares here on the Robinhood portfolio, $499.96. So those are all of the ETFs in the portfolio. Next, we will go into the healthcare segment. First, starting with pharmaceutical companies. Actually, I take that back. There's one more stock in the high-yielding ETFs, VYM, Vanguard High Dividend Yield ETF, one share, 84.23. Now we move into the healthcare stocks. First starting with the pharmaceutical stocks, AbbVie Incorporated, ABV, 31 shares, 31.33.48 for equity value. Eli Lilly and Company, LLY, 5 shares, 413.85. Pfizer, 120 shares, 42.90 for equity value. Portola, one of the highest risk investments in the portfolio, had a very nice spike in the price here. One of its fledgling pharmaceutical drugs was approved for sale within the United States. So I think this stock will jump once manufacturing kicks in, once this goes to the market and is being essentially delivered to hospitals. I think this will jump probably up into the $60 to $80 range. But again, that is my opinion only. I am not a market professional, not recommending anybody buy this stock. This is by far, like I said, the riskiest investment in the portfolio, but one of the largest as well. As you can see on the bottom there, 787 shares, 32.164.69 for equity value. Abbott Laboratories, moving into the healthcare services company, ABT, 46 shares, 28.69.02. Cardinal Health, 18 shares, 943.92. As you can see on the bottom here, went ahead and added a little bit of capital to the portfolio on the 3rd of May. It did dip down quite a bit with its earnings report, as you can see here in this graph, dropping quite considerably here, about 20% or so. Decided to jump in and hold this for the longer term. I like Cardinal Health over the longer term. It's a great dividend stock, as you can see in the middle here as well. Dividend yield 2.322 and a very reasonable PE ratio for this particular market segment, 9.787. So that is one of the big changes from the portfolio update, the $155,000 portfolio. Cardinal Health added some capital, added some shares to that holding. Johnson & Johnson, also a healthcare services company, 6 shares, 728.82. So now we will move into the industrials, first starting with aerospace companies. BA Boeing, 1 share, 360.49. Unfortunately, I only have 1 share. If you take a look at the 1-year graph, I wish I would have put more capital into this company. You can see it's up 97.16%, and over the past 5 years, you can see that tremendous growth here, kind of baseline here, then jumping up over 310% there, 311.93 for the past 5 years of trading. One other aerospace company as well, 1 share of Lockheed Martin LMT 320.01. Next, we move into conglomerates. First, GE here, 28 shares, $410.20. Unfortunately, I bought the majority of these shares before the company started trending down. You can see that total return there, negative 18%. Unfortunately, it's only $90.52 of real money. This may be a good contrarian play moving forward. I think it's in the process of merging with another company, but GE is really going to be a completely different company than it was when it was trading up in this area here in the $20 to $30 range. The next conglomerate here is 3M, MMM, 2 shares, $398.06. One tool company, Illinois Toolworks, ITW, 1 share, $147.43. A couple of railroad companies here, Canadian National Railroad, CNI, 1 share, $84.06. And Union Pacific, UNP, 1 share, $145.06. One supply company, International Paper, 2 shares, $108.26. And then one chemical company here, the merger between Dow and DuPont, DWDP, 7 shares, $459.97. Next, we move into consumer discretionary with the largest holding in the portfolio, Ford. And like I said, I've been doing a lot of covered calls with Ford. You can see I have some contracts here, 55 contracts. If we take a look at these here, $12 call, you can see on the bottom here I received a couple different payments. A $12 call, sell, 1/18/19, executed on the 24th of May. I got a dividend payment, or at least a cash payment for making that contract, $1,140 there. Another contract I executed on the 21st of May, $12 call, sell, 1/18/19. Again, for selling off those contracts, I got a payment, a cash payment to the portfolio of $1,960. So you can see a lot of the return since that last update video has been in covered calls here with Ford Motor Company. And the company as a whole has also been rebounding as well. If you take a look at the last 1 month, down 0.26%, but over the last 3 months, you can see here it's up a nice 6.63%. 1 year, up and down, at one point up over 24%, I believe. It's still up 11.32%. So buying on the dip with this company has had a very good return. And combining it with covered calls, I'm currently averaging about 10 to 11% annual rate of return on Ford Motor Company, despite the stock really not moving that much since I bought the stock. Bought it back in 2017 as well as a bit here in 2016. So wish I would have sold on this peak here, but I still think this has a very good long-term potential. Again, good dividend payment with a covered call of over 10%, and any capital appreciation will simply be a bonus with this stock, or at least for the portfolio strategy that I'm utilizing Ford with. The next company here, also another consumer discretionary automotive company, GM, 1 share, $38.48. I have one electronics company here, Garmin, GRMN, 2 shares, $121.12. A few restaurants here, McDonald's, MCD, 1 share, $162.90. Yum Brands, 1 share, $82.53. It's an offshoot company in China, Yum Brands China, YUMC, 1 share, $38.77. Went ahead and added 1 share of LB, $35.42 equity value, just to kind of watch the price of this stock. This may be a very good contrarian investment, but it is encountering a lot of resistance, a lot of competition with online retailers. So this will still be a very risky investment, but as I have said in a number of my prior videos, risk equals reward. This may be a very good contrarian investment, much like GE, if it can essentially turn around its business operations, maybe with that merger that's currently in the works. Few textile companies here, VFC, 10 shares, $817.20. One agricultural company here moving into consumer staples here, and as a whole, this entire market segment is down. I just put out a video talking about all of the stocks in the portfolio that I own. Most of these are down 15 to 20% over the past 1 year of trading. Archer Daniels Midland here, I have 2 shares, $89.12. Cisco SYY, 1 share, $65. Colgate CL, 8 shares, $511.20. Kimberly Clark, 2 shares, $210.92. Hershey Company HSY, 2 shares, $184.06. Kraft Foods Incorporated KHC, 12 shares, $695.28. Procter & Gamble PG, 6 shares, $446.76. Then rounding out consumer discretionary are some beverage companies, BUD and Anheuser-Busch, 1 share, $94.72. Coca-Cola, 3 shares, $127.26. Also put out a video this past couple of weeks detailing Coca-Cola and why, as a whole, a lot of these companies are essentially struggling against the larger market that has essentially grown 15% or so over the past 1 year, while a lot of these stocks are down 15 to 20%. Please take a look at that video. One other company here, rounding out consumer staples, PepsiCo PEP, 4 shares, 402. Next, we move into financial companies here. First, starting with the first stock that was purchased in the Robinhood portfolio, BOFI, 11 shares, 450.56. Huntington Bank shares, HBAN, 4 shares, 60.04. Morgan Stanley MS, 2 shares, 106.02. Wells Fargo and Company, WFC, 1 share, 54.90. One insurance company here, ORI, Old Republic, 52 shares, $1,103.96. Next, we move into information technology, first starting with IBM, 1 share, 143.62. Apple, AAPL, 3 shares, 566.19. AMD, 3 shares, 40.65. Intel, INTC, 13 shares, 721.50. And Microsoft, MSFT, 1 share, 98.36. Next, we move into telecommunications, one of the larger holdings in the portfolio, as well as a stock that I've been doing covered calls with as well, just like with Ford, 795 shares, 25,845.45. And again, this has a very good dividend yield, 5.07%. And I've also been doing a lot of covered calls, as you can see here. Most recently, May 16th and May 24th, cash payments, I should say, of $15 and $21. I've been doing that every month, making about $120 to $160 per month, selling off some very low risk covered calls with AT&T. The second telecommunications company here, Verizon, VZ. Next, we move into energy companies. I have one company here, ExxonMobil, one of the original portfolio purchases as well. XOM, 11 shares, 865.81. I have a few energy companies here, utilities, CNP, CenterPoint Energy, 4 shares, 103.92. Consolidated Edison, ED, 5 shares, 379.45. And Southern, SO, 3 shares, 133.56. Next, we move into real estate investment trusts, REITs. I have a few companies here. This is one of my favorites up on screen here. APLE, Apple Hospitality, 275 shares, 52.41.50. Next stock here is FRT, 4 shares, 467.76. As well as O, Realty Income, 32 shares, $1,690.88. Stag Industrial, STAG, 1 share, 26.52. And Iron Mountain, a recent addition to the portfolio as well. IRM, 1 share, let's go down to the holdings here. 100 shares, $32.99. And I've also been doing covered calls with this particular stock as well. As you can see here, one contract for a payment of $115. You can see the average credit there, $1.15 per share. If you go to the bottom, you can see that payment there, that cash payment of $115 on April 23rd. So Ford, AT&T, and IRM are the 3 stocks I've been doing the majority of the covered calls with. And then rounding out the portfolio, there are a few closed-end funds and business development companies. GOF Guggenheim on the bottom here, 4 shares, 84.88. PCM Fund, 2 shares, 23.70. PSEC Prospect Capital, 306 shares, $2,089.98. PTY PIMCO, 1 share, 18.39. ETF of high-yielding business development companies, YYY, 1 share, 18.28. And then a few other miscellaneous stocks here, BHK Bond Fund, 1 share, $12.75. Then some penny stocks here. Some of these are no longer traded on Robinhood. BAC plus B, Bank of America Warrant, MARA, Marathon Patent Group, SDR, Sandridge Mississippian Trust. So those are the companies in the portfolio. Again, I'll scroll through this very slowly here to kind of go through all of the holdings in the portfolio once again. That is the current portfolio, the $161,000 portfolio. Again, all of these are arranged as far as market segment. If you guys have any questions about the portfolio, please let me know. But those are the current holdings. I'll also try to update you guys on the next portfolio update on what I'm thinking moving forward for the rest of the year. I definitely want to start incorporating more covered calls into the portfolio strategy. Great way of making extra income on stocks, especially stocks that you're holding longer in the portfolio, as well as what I'm going to be doing with Portola PTLA. Definitely am looking to get out of that stock after the company ramps up manufacturing and possibly buy out an acquisition by a much larger biotech company, larger pharmaceutical company, maybe Merck, maybe Pfizer, maybe Eli Lilly and Company. So that is the portfolio. Not to make the video too long, I'll kind of wrap up the video here. Again, if you guys have any great video ideas, any stocks that you're utilizing in your portfolios for covered call strategies or even dividend capture swing trades, please let me know. Always looking for new stocks to potentially experiment with those strategies. So again, not to make the video too long, I'll kind of end it here, and we'll see you guys next time.